So the March 1st wave of sets have arrived, and I'm going to do a little review of the Boarding the Tantive 4, a set that was really anticipated by a lot of fans, not just for the fact that you can recreate that hallway scene with Vader, but also because of the Anniversary 5s figure, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you around some of the technic system that is being used on the Tantive 4, so that you can see when I do move characters about later in the video how I'm moving them about, and it's all a system that runs on the outskirts and outside of the building. The sticker sheet on this one was a small one, thankfully, and let's get on to the figure, starting with that 25th Anniversary 5s figure. A lot of sort of controversy online about how closely represented this figure is to the actual 5s, and I don't think it's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I do think from the actual face underneath the helmet that you can sort of see that it is a bit closer to 5s with the scuff on the side of his head. And I do like some of the arm printing and some of the leg printing on it. I just don't think it is a perfect figure, unfortunately. And I quite like displaying it without the helmet on, as you've seen there. Next up is Captain Antilles, and he's got two very different expressions on this one. The first a smiley sort of face, and the second being a more of a grimace and a grimace of fear, which will come in handy nicely later on when you can get a scene where Vader sort of chokes him out. And to do that, you're going to need one of these little clear studs underneath, which you do get provided, and it just means you can attach him up to the floor, and it makes it look like he is more elevated than he is, allowing for you to recreate this scene, which I think is a really cool play feature for younger kids, and it also looks great on display as well. I spent a fair bit of time debating whether or not to have Vader in this configuration or whether to have him in the doorway of the Tantive, but it makes more sense to have him further down the ship, as it allows the stormtroopers to be behind him, and you wouldn't be able to make full use of the hallway if Vader was in the doorway. What was a really nice touch was the fact that underneath the stormtroopers you do get two different skin complexions, female and male, as well as two different skin complexions. And a little word for the stormtrooper helmets. I actually think this helmet is really nicely done. Nobody's actually talking about it really online, but I do actually think the mold of the helmet is fantastic, and it's obviously, I think it's the same one as the one that was in the paper poly bag that we got here in the UK. Not entirely sure. And you can see them in action here. If you flip the Technic bit that is on the side, you can recreate the battle scene between the stormtroopers and the rebels. Speaking of the rebels, here they are, there's two of them, and I've used one with each facial expression, so you can see the two different moulded head pieces that you've got. Again, if you flick the Technic bit on the side, you can then recreate the fight between rebels and stormtroopers alike. And there you have it, a really nice set, one that I knew I absolutely had to grab. I love A New Hope, I love all the original films, even that scene from Rogue One as well. I think it's a really nicely done pack. I was a little dubious about the price, considering we got the Luke versus the Dark Troopers for about £20 less, but I do think this is a bigger, bulkier set, and I would quite like to put it together with another set to create an even longer hallway, and that's something I may investigate further down the line. Should you choose to do this like myself as well, you'd also have the ability to sell the excess Vader, sell the excess Antilles, and of course that Anniversary 5s figure, which should help you recoup some, if not at least half of the money that it would cost to do so. Something I will probably investigate. Overall, I think this is a really, really nice set. Obviously comes with a bonus of that 5s figure as well, and one that I would recommend you pick up.